Hello dear students, welcome back to our channel. Today I am going to explain integral as the limit of the sum in the chapter Riemann integral. Theorem is, if f is Riemann integrable on the closed interval a comma b, then integral a to b f of x dx is equal to limit n tends to infinity sigma r is equal to 1 to n h into f of a plus r h, where h is equal to b minus a by n. So this is the theorem. We write integral a to b f of x dx as limit n tends to infinity sigma r is equal to 1 to n h into f of a plus r h, where h is equal to b minus a by n. If we put a equal to 0 and b is equal to 1 in this above theorem, we will get f belongs to r 0 to 1, a is 0, b 1. Then integral 0 to 1 f of x dx is equal to limit n tends to infinity sigma r is equal to 1 to n. Here first we substitute b1 a0. Therefore h is equal to 1 by n. F of anyhow a0, 0 plus r into 1 by n. That means it is f of r by n. H is 1 by n. So that is why integral 0 to 1 f of x dx is equal to limit n tends to infinity sigma r is equal to 1 to n 1 by n into f of r by n. When we substitute a0 and b1 in this above theorem, this theorem converts to like this. We bring 1 by n outside the summation. Then limit n tends to infinity 1 by n sigma r is equal to 1 to n f of r by n. We replace r by n by x, 1 by n by dx, and the limit of sum as integral 0 to 1. First we note down carefully the limits of r. Here r is equal to 1, r is varying from 1 to n. First we divide these limits by n. I will show here. Divide limits, both the limits by n. Then apply limit n tends to infinity. When we applying limit n tends to infinity, 1 by n tends to 0. That is why integral 0 to 1. Suppose here there is a 2n, then integral 0 to 2 it will become. Suppose here r is equal to 1 to 5n, then it will turn to 0 to 5. Like this, limits of integration will changes. Suppose sigma r is equal to 1 to n, it is, I will show here, sigma r is equal to 1 to n, it gives 0 to 1. Suppose limit n tends to infinity sigma r is equal to 1 to 2n, then it is integral 0 to 2. Suppose the limit n tends to infinity sigma r is equal to 1 to 5n, then limits of integration are 0 to 5. So that is the main theme. We have to replace r by n by x, 1 by n by dx, and a limit of sigma as integral 0 to 1 or integral 0 to 2 if it is 2n. Suppose if it is upper limit is 5n, then integral 0 to 5. Now we will work out some problems, then you can understand. First problem is, evaluate limit n tends to infinity sigma r is equal to 1 to n square by n square plus r square whole power 3 by 2. The given limit is, limit n tends to infinity sigma r is equal to 1 to n square by n square plus r square whole power 3 by 2. This is the given limit. Limit n tends to infinity sigma r is equal to 1 to n square by, we take n square as common, 1 plus r square by n square. Power 3 by 2 we put on both the terms. Cancel square and square root. Limit n tends to infinity sigma r is equal to 1 to n square by n cube into 1 plus r by n whole square whole power 3 by 2. Cancel n square. Limit n tends to infinity. We bring 1 by n outside the summation. sigma r is equal to 1 to n 1 by 1 plus r by n whole square whole power 3 by 2. As discussed earlier, we replace r by n by x. 1 by n by dx. Limit n tends to infinity, sigma r is equal to 1 to n by integral 0 to 1. We replace now. Limit of sum we replaced by integral 0 to 1. 1 by 1 plus r by n is x, so it is x square whole power 3 by 2. 1 by n we replace by dx. Now we have to evaluate this integral by using trigonometry. We evaluate. Put x is equal to tan theta. On differentiating both sides, dx is equal to secant square theta d theta. Now limits also will change because we are replacing x by tan theta. So x limits must convert to theta limits. First we put upper limit, x is equal to 1. Substitute here. 1 is equal to tan theta. Therefore, theta is equal to tan inverse 1 is equal to pi by 4. This is the upper limit of theta. Now we find out lower limit. Put x equal to 0 here again. 0 is equal to tan theta. Therefore, theta is equal to tan inverse 0 equal to 0. So now we substitute all these in this integral. Integral lower limit of theta is 0. Upper limit of theta is pi by 4. 1 by 1 plus x is a tan theta. X square means a tan square theta whole power 3 by 2. Dx is secant square theta d theta. Like this we substituted all these in this integral. Integral 0 to pi by 4, 1 by 1 plus tan square. In trigonometry we know 1 plus tan square is secant square theta. Secant square theta whole power 3 by 2 we write down here. Integral 0 to pi by 4, 1 by secant square theta whole power 3 by 2 into secant square theta d theta. Square and root cancel. Integral 0 to pi by 4 secant square theta by secant cube theta d theta. Cancel secant square theta. 1 by secant theta is cos theta. Integral cos theta is sin theta. So integration over. Now we have to substitute upper and lower limits. First we substitute by fundamental theorem. We have to substitute the limits. Sin pi by 4 minus sin 0. Sin 45 is 1 by root 2. Sin 0 is 0. Therefore, this is equal to 1 by root 2. So like this we found out limit n tends to infinity, sigma r is equal to 1 to n square by n square plus r square whole power 3 by 2. The answer is 1 by root 2. Now we'll see one more problem. Evaluate limit n tends to infinity 1 by n into e power 3 by n plus e power 6 by n plus and so on e power 3n by n. Given limit. Limit n tends to infinity 1 by n into e power 3 by n plus e power 6 by n plus e power 3n by n. Limit n tends to infinity 1 by n. We write first term as e power 3 into 1 by n. Second term e power 3 into 2 by n. Rth term e power 3 into r by n. Nth term e power 3 into n by n. So now limit n tends to infinity 1 by n. We write this sigma rth term e power 3r by n. Here r is varying from 1 to n. So our values are running from 1 to n. Now we have to replace r by n by x. 1 by n by 1 by n by dx. Limit n tends to infinity, sigma r is equal to 1 to n must be replaced by integral 0 to 1. So by using all this, this limit converts to integral. Integral 0 to 1, here there is n, no? So we have to replace the upper limit by 1. Suppose here 2n, integral 0 to 2. Suppose here 5n, 0 to 5, like that. So integral 0 to 1, 1 by n is dx. E power 3, r by n is replaced by x. Once again I repeat, limit of sum is replaced by integral 0 to 1. 1 by n is replaced by dx. R by n is replaced by x. So it is e power 3x. Now we integrate this. E power 3x integral is e power 3x by 3. Integration over. Now the limits are remaining. Now we substitute first upper limit. 3 into 1 by 3 minus lower limit 3 into 0 by 3. So we got e power 3 by 3 minus e power 0 by 3. E power 3 by 3 minus 1 by 3. Take 3 as LCM. So e power 3 minus 1 by 3. So this is the answer for this limit. Hope you understood. In the next class we will see some more problems. Thank you.